What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already found us, we're on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, William Fratelli Cooking and Guns channel, where we post one video a week related to firearms. We try our best to post at least one video related to firearms on Sunday, which we've titled Sunday-Gunday. We've been doing this for almost a year now. Content related to firearm reviews, gun safety, other guidance and advisory videos that we've been posting over the last year as it relates to the Second Amendment and content related to anything related to firearms or self-defense, you know, so you guys can be aware, maneuvering in uncertain times that we're living in, very uncertain times here in 2025. We also do our cooking content. During the week, we try to post at least one cooking video a week. We've been a little bit busy relocating to another location that we've already been set up in now for a little while. We've been trying to post these videos, just trying to get the content out there. That way people are aware of what's going on. Tonight's video is going to be a quick one. We're not going to get into too much detail. Tonight's video is going to be dedicated to red flag laws. The red flag law in the United States is basically a gun law that permits a state court to order the temporary seizure of firearms from a person who they believe may present a danger, or a judge, medical professional, or family of such person might determine that this person presents a danger or some type of threat that is basically a waiver to the Fourth Amendment, which protects against unreasonable searches and seizures, the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution. And also, so basically unreasonable search and seizure, Fourth Amendment. The red flag law basically would basically be like a waiver to that, because of certain incidents that have happened in the past years. We're going to go into it. We're going to get more in depth into what we're talking about as far as this red flag law. But we have the Fourth Amendment, which would basically be waived under this circumstance. And then we have the Fifth and 14th Amendments, which interfere with your due process rights. Basically, your due process would be waived in this scenario when it comes to the red flag law. Once again, it can be either law enforcement that gets involved when it comes to the red flag laws here in Florida. I don't know about other states. I know that there's about 21 states, there might be more by now, that have basically adopted this red flag law, which basically can interfere with a person's right to bear arms and have ammunition available if there is a threat that's presented, if there's evidence of a threat that's basically presented to a court, to a judge, medical professional, or a family that seeks out any kind of protection order against someone, a petition basically to the court, any kind of petition, or if there's any kind of evidence from law enforcement that initiates any kind of a red flag law response. So we're going to get more into it, but as usual, we go ahead and we do our disclosure like we like to do in the beginning of these videos. That way you guys know where we're coming from and what we're talking about before we get into the content. Welcome back to the channel, William Fratelli Cooking and Guns channel, where we basically a hybrid channel now, you know, Sunday-Gunday and our cooking content. Try to post at least one video every week. All right. We're gonna continue to post gun reviews, medical equipment reviews, and safety tips when you guys are navigating in uncertain times that we're living in. This channel's for educational purposes only. We preach lawful self-defense. We're by no means gun fanatics. We're not giving any legal advice. We're simply voicing our opinions, and we're not claiming to be firearms experts. We're just basically giving you reasons why you should maintain your firearms, responsibly maintain those firearms, and what you should and should not do with them. Message to the trolls as usual. We get trolls on the channel. Every video we get, every video we post, we get trolls on the videos, posting all kinds of weird stuff in the content, in the comment section. We're not going to tolerate it. We're just simply going to block you. We don't have time to entertain the trolls. We're coming from 16 years of law enforcement experience. Myself, been an armed security guard in the state of Florida since 2010. Been employed by companies like Blackwater, Private Security, Blackwater, G4S, Whack and Hunt, previously known as Whack and Hunt, now G4S, now I believe it's Allied Universal, and work for the federal government, Department of Homeland Security, and currently a full-time police officer. Been a full-time police officer since January 2014. So, been doing the same job for a while. We're going to do our shout-outs now, and then towards the end, we'll do our shout-outs. Gun Freak Nation on YouTube. We have Trey57 Production. And finally, we have the Alert Zone TV with Uncle James in Iowa. These are 3 channels that we collaborate with on YouTube. We like to show a lot of love to them. They basically sponsor our channel. They support us. They sponsor us. They support us. They collaborate with us every chance we get. So we like to do those shout outs. We're going to do it now and then towards the end. But now getting back to the red flag laws. So red flag laws here in Florida. I don't know about other states. I know that there's 21 states the last time I checked. The red flag laws are also known as Extreme Risk Protection Orders, or ERPOs. So these are primarily going to interfere with your Second Amendment right, your constitutional Second Amendment right to bear arms, to maintain and bear arms and ammunition. This basically will allow for the law to temporarily remove the firearms from individuals that are deemed a danger to themselves or others, raising questions about their legal boundaries and justification for actions from law enforcement or the courts, or any family member that might deem somebody incapable of maintaining these firearms or ammunition because of any kind of a threat, viable threat, any kind of it could be anything. It could be a post on Facebook. It can be a text message to somebody. It can be a phone call, a voicemail. It's a very delicate subject when it comes to a lot of things that our country has gone through over the years. A lot of threats, a lot of things that have happened, a lot of things that have led up to situations, school shootings, all kinds of stuff. So these red flag laws have been in place for a while. I believe they've been in place since 2005. 2018 here in Florida. 2018 is when Florida faced a severe school shooting in Broward County. I'm native to Broward County. I was born and raised in Broward County. 2018 there was a shooting in Stoneman Douglas High School that claimed the lives of several students and faculty, several students and teachers and teacher aides and stuff like that. It was a very sad situation in Broward County where lives were taken because of a school shooter. I don't believe the red flag law was in place here in Florida at the time. I could be wrong. I don't have all the details. But I know that once 2018, once that shooting took place, it's when basically this law took off and it became more intense. Basically granting law enforcement additional powers to be able to assess any kind of a risk, potential risks. Once again, this can interfere with people's Fourth Amendment, which protects against unreasonable searches and seizures. Second Amendment right to bear arms and bear ammunition. And also your Fifth and 14th Amendment, which ensures due process. As far as the law, May 21st of 2023, there were 21 states that were activated with this law, this red flag law, that were continuing to apply this law. Basically a risk-based gun removal law, or if you want to define it as the extreme risk protection orders or risk warrants. Some states refer to it as risk warrants. Basically a petition to remove firearms from anyone that's a danger to themselves or others. Prior to 2018, this law was only in effect in 5 states. I don't have the exact 5 states that it was in effect. But basically, this law was in place before the shooting in 2018 at Stoneman Douglas High School. These red flag laws are basically a waiver to the Constitution when it comes to these petitions. When it comes to law enforcement, it could be either law enforcement, it could be a medical professional, a mental health professional, basically a doctor, nurse practitioner, or a judge, or a family member that petitions a court to basically petition to remove firearms from an individual that is exhibiting any kind of signs of danger or any kind of danger to themselves or others. We basically wanted to put this topic out there because this is something that's been trending lately. We've been seeing a lot of it. Red flag laws are all over the place. There's a lot of challenges when it comes to case law, when it comes to the legality as far as whether a person is an imminent risk, not a risk, low risk, moderate risk. Significant danger is often required for these to be granted, but that doesn't mean that significant risk is required in order to grant these. These red flag laws basically are accompanied by a mental evaluation that is conducted once a year to determine if this person is eligible to be able to possess firearms after the fact. So after the incident, there is a waiting period of about a year to where this person has to have a mental evaluation to be able to seek accommodation, to be able to have the firearms privileges restored. I don't know if this involved any involvement with the federal firearms or disabilities in the state. I don't know if it's state or federal, I can't remember exactly, but I'm not sure if this has something to do with that, if it's involved. But federal firearms and disabilities, a mental evaluation is required once a year, and while the risk protection order is in place, until the risk protection order is dismissed by a judge, officially dismissed on the record. But this is basically evidence that the red flag laws basically overrule anything when it comes to your constitutional rights. Red flag laws are now in place since 2005. We're seeing it more now, 2015. 21 states from what I've seen so far here that we have basically recorded here that we've seen. Basically a focus on issuing temporary or permanent orders to ban firearm and ammunition possession from any individual that's exhibiting any kind of risk, extreme risk, or potential risk from any kind of violence, any kind of threats, risk, once again, risk warrants or extreme risk protection orders. These are risk-based gun removal laws that are in place. We're seeing it. We're seeing it more here in the United States. And basically, people that fall into this category who possess any kind of firearms after the point where they have been deemed not legal possessors of firearms or ammunition can find themselves in a world of legal troubles. Basically, anyone who aids or possesses firearms or ammunition and aids a person that has been deemed a risk to possessing these firearms or ammunition can find themselves as well in reasonable violation of law for aiding or criminally possessing, shipment, receipt, or transportation of firearms or ammunition by anyone who falls into this specific risk or risk-related category. So this is just a warning to anyone who is aware of somebody that might be pending any kind of risk protection order or any kind of court order that's banning them from possession of firearms or ammunition. Do not aid, do not participate in providing firearms or ammunition, because you're going to find yourself in a world of legal troubles if you are caught doing that. So basically, just stay away from firearms, stay away from ammunition if you're not supposed to have it. Have your evaluation done, and then once it's done, if everything's deemed fine and everything is deemed appropriate, then that can be done with in a legal manner. No consequences, obviously. Due process. We're still entitled to due process here in the United States, regardless of what our views are on certain topics. We still have due process. We have the clauses of the 5th and 14th Amendments. So we have that, and basically, yeah. So that's it for tonight. We have the red flag laws. We put as much content on here as possible so we can keep you guys informed of what's going on. There's a lot going on in the Second Amendment community right now. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of civil disorder that we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of civil disorder. We're seeing a lot of chaos, a lot of violence. The red flag laws, some of us might agree, some of us might not agree. I don't agree with it all. Once again, I don't disagree with it all, but these things are in place for a reason. They're in place so that we can try to maintain some kind of order for now. Try to be proactive, as proactive as possible when it comes to depriving certain people of certain rights. It might not be right for some people. For some people, it might be like it's a unfair, unjust way of pointing them out, or pointing out certain behaviors that might not be a threat. But at the end of the day, regardless of deprivation of certain rights, we need to maintain order. We need to maintain some kind of stability. We need to, the interest of everyone here in the United States, in our country, we need to have the interest of everybody here in the United States. We need to, try not to deprive people of every right, but we need to be able to keep people safe. We need to satisfy that right of safety, and apply the appropriate laws whenever possible, and uphold whatever we can so far, regardless of what the orders might be, the ex parte orders, or the law enforcement seeking a warrant for any kind of liberty or property or any kind of interest that might be affecting certain individuals, any kind of liberty or any kind of property or due process that needs to be handled will be handled appropriately, but we need to maintain safety. So these red flag laws are in place. They're in place for a reason. A lot of people might not agree with it, but we need to try our best to just satisfy the due process, and then regardless of where it goes, this is a good tool that is in place for law enforcement. It's in place for families that need to voice their concerns with anyone that might be a threat or anybody that might be exhibiting any kind of behavior that's not appropriate. And it's also in place for any kind of ex parte if a medical professional deems it appropriate for somebody to be evaluated and then and considered basically considered a person that's not deemed to be in possession of firearms or ammunition for a temporary period of time, maybe permanent. Regardless of what it is, it's a good tool. So that's it for tonight. We're going to leave you guys with that. The red flag laws. This is a law that's been in place since 2005. We're seeing it more now in 2018 going forward. And we're going to continue to inform you guys of anything additional that we see here. Any other general features of red flag laws that we catch that we can inform you guys of. And that's it for tonight. So thank you guys for tuning in once again. We have our shout outs to Gun Freak Nation on YouTube. We have the Alert Zone TV. And finally we have Trey57 Production. These are 3 channels that we collaborate with on YouTube. Show them some love. If you haven't already subscribed to their channel, go ahead and subscribe. And then if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe. It's William Fratelli Cooking and Guns channel. William Fratelli Cooking and Guns channel on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, where we post 1 cooking video a week, and then we do our best to post at least 1 Second Amendment related video per week as it relates to the gun community and firearm safety, gun reviews, and all that good stuff. All right, so thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.